It's kind of funny because when I first started with FFL, like 3 years ago, 20K a month was kind of that marker to hit. Now I feel like that normal is like 30K. Obviously, Brad, good morning, Brad, always pushes past it, which is awesome. I love it because it just inspires me to just work harder because I just know that's all he really does. Where a lot of people feel like, oh, you know, Brad probably has these special leads or Brad says this special thing and I don't know what it is. And no, he just works, he just goes to work more than everybody else. So, and everybody on that 30K a month producer status. So if you're looking to do that, right, like this is what I love about this business, you guys, you can really do whatever volume you want. Right. And what I would advise you guys, you know, yeah, we highlight a lot of people who do a lot of top producing, but to find your goal, like your personal goal, what you want to hit, and not let yourself feel like you're comparing yourself to somebody else who's doing a different level, because I want you to feel, you know, I think the goal is for you to feel really good about what you're doing. Like I genuinely feel that Family First Life completely changed my entire life. Right. And I just hope that you guys get to that point as well, where you feel that Family First Life has genuinely changed your life as far as the opportunity goes. But what I see a lot of times is a lot of people will do this comparison, right? Well, you'll compare yourself to somebody else or other agencies, if you're an agency builder or as an, new agent or somebody who's been here for a while, and you might not be having the success, that you were, thinking. But a lot of times what I find with agents, and I've come across this myself as well, is sometimes what you say you want is not actually really what you want, right? So just make sure that you're doing that. So if you really want to be a 30K a month producer, then look at your activity and your daily habits to figure out, are you matching that? And if you really want that, then make the adjustments, right? Or if you don't, then that's okay. Just make the adjustment, as far as for your goal. So that way you don't, because a lot of times when people feel really frustrated in this business, that's where the burnout can happen, or, quitting because, oh, I'm not hitting this. But if you weren't really setting yourself up for that, you weren't going to get that route anyways. Right. So just be really, really transparent with yourself about your goals, what you want, and then what are you doing to get there? Okay. So that kind of leads me into a couple things. I got a message yesterday, which I posted it in Slack. For those of you, if you're not on Slack, you guys are missing out. There's a lot of great opportunity there. But they are putting in, there's like a ridiculous, like thousands of leads that they're dropping in for very inexpensive. Like I think it said $1.50 final expense leads. They're putting in a ton of mortgage protection leads. Like they're just getting, like Family First Life is just finding any possible way to, just take everything to the next level, right? So leads are not an issue, right? If you feel like, oh, I don't have any leads. No, you do have leads. You might have to go out of your backyard, like I had to do for the first 2 years of my business, but there's so many more leads available. Right now, the most important thing that I would tell you is, it's about how your mindset as far as how you view these leads. Probably most of them are aged, but I'll give you a perspective. Like aged leads are not bad leads. So it's all about how you think about them, right? Your mindset on them. And we'll talk about that also. So 3 years ago when we started, I didn't have a ton of money, right? I had like $300 to spend on leads. And in my area, it was really an underserviced area. It was kind of this little corner of Pacific Northwest. Nobody ran up there. And there was a whole bunch of 3-year to 8-year mortgage protection leads. And I bought hundreds of them because they were super cheap. And I spent $300, but we just went to work on them and ended up writing $20,000 on these aged mortgage protection leads. Now, am I telling you that you're going to go out absolutely, oh yeah, if you buy these leads, you're going to go out and write 20K? No, but what I'm saying is there's so many opportunities there, right? So I'll kind of talk to you guys about a couple tips that I have that I use when I dial older leads. So everybody has different dialing techniques. So if you can take away maybe just one little thing that would help you, or another word track that would help you, great. So when I'm dialing an old lead, I will dial it like assuming that they just filled it out, right? So let's just say, hi, Brad, my name is Jessica. I run here locally for Anna Cordes as an underwriter. I'm just getting back to you. You had at some point submitted a request about that mortgage protection program for your home at 123 Main Street. Just wanted to let you know that we got your request, or we were going over your request. Now, they might say, oh yeah, because a lot of times people, if they haven't gotten it taken care of, submit multiple forms. But if they go, oh, that was a really long time ago, I'll say, yep, no worries. We were actually, completely understand. We actually were doing an audit here in our office and realized that we had tried to get in touch with you back when you had submitted it and hadn't. So as a courtesy, I'm working overtime to make sure that I can get those requests out to you. Just to confirm, you're at the 123 Main Street. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, great. So then I'll just go through like normal. Right? If they're like, oh yeah, I wasn't interested, sometimes I'll say, perfect, I completely understand. A lot of times what I've found is people, when they had submitted their request, at that point we're being given inadequate information. It's my job to make sure you get the most up-to-date and best information. With that being said, and I'll just transition into booking my appointment, right? But are you gonna get people that are like, absolutely not? Yes. Will you get people that have moved? Yes. Will you get people that might have passed away? Yes. But that doesn't mean that you still can't help them, right? If they had wanted that request and maybe they moved, now it's a good opportunity for their other home. If they had passed away, maybe the spouse or surviving, child or one doesn't have any coverage and they've dealt with that loss. So I would look at those as an opportunity. When any type of objection, you guys, I kind of run all of my dialing and my objections off of like the 3 A's. So I acknowledge, I answer, and then I ask a question. So if you are missing that acknowledging and you're just answering a question or answering back to somebody when they give you an objection, then it can come back as combative, right? So that's where you might be going back and forth. You might get that hang up. But, acknowledging somebody as far as, yep, I can understand, or yep, perfect. Something along those lines, like Matt Smith says, perfect, that's the purpose of my phone call. Whatever your keyword is, it's great. Also, if you skip the acknowledge and the answer and just go right into asking a question, well, then that can be very intrusive and people are like, it's none of your business. I'm not going to answer that. Click. Right? So I would really, really practice that. It's not something that comes natural. And actually I used to be really terrible at it. It wasn't until COVID hit and I was doing everything virtual for probably about 4 months because my state really shut down. And I really realized that I was terrible on the phones. Like I just wasn't as good as I thought that I was. So really look at your objection handling. I have an agent that has flashcards in front of her and has it highlighted and has them in front because it's all about, right? It's all about getting your appointments, right? Your goal is to get as many appointments as you can. That's the main goal, right?